StreamYard. And I just picked up my feed on Instagram now, but it's not live yet.
I don't know. I think it might be live.
Are you live?
I'm live.
Yeah, you're live, but my Instagram's not live yet.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go live right now. You guys ready?
Ready?
Run that thing.
This is the greatest live cast in the history of Inside BJJ. The absolute greatest. What is going on? I'm stoked to be here. I think this is the first time we've ever done Inside BJJ live, and I hope we don't regret it. We are joined in studio and remote with my producer Andrew and our good friend Omar. What's up? And live via satellite on the Inside BJJ flamethrower, we got the one and only Brandon Mccaghren. What's going on, Brandon? Hey.
What up, y'all?
Hey, man, it's good to see you. I'm digging the background there, dude. It's looking better. I feel like you're adding to your studio every time I see you in it.
Yeah, I got my new 5-finger death punch flag hanging up behind the TV there.
That's pretty sick, dude.
It's pretty cool. Oh, dude, you know what I forgot?
Let's see it. Oh, the shades.
Come on, man.
Gotta have the shades
look at this.
on.
Gotta have the shades.
Oh, there we go.
Almost didn't recognize you.
Yeah.
Glad we
yeah.
got that remedy.
Who is this imposter? We don't know who he is. So, man, it's been a while since we've all been together. It's good to be back. A lot of things have happened in between. The last time we had the show, we had Jet Thompson on, the 17-year-old kid.
Right.
And he confessed that he was actually looking forward to getting slapped by Andy Varela at PGF. He's like, he slapped my friend at trials, and I thought, I want to try that. It looks fun. And when he got slapped, you look at it in slow motion, he cracked a humongous smile. Did you know he was going to be that big of a star, dude? Did you think he was going to come and show out like that at PGF, or were you thinking he was going to be a dunkable? Like, tell the truth, hand to God.
I knew he was not a dunkable, but I didn't know he was going to be that.
You didn't know he was going to be that.
I thought he was going to be, middle of the road.
Yeah.
But the kid's a star, and he keeps doing it too. Like everywhere he goes, this is what he does. He just went and blew out the ADCC Dallas Open too, which is
Yes, he did.
smashing people.
Yeah, he's good. And his it was like all casual. Like, my mom's a brown belt.
Yeah.
Like, it was nothing. My mom's a brown belt. Whatever.
Everybody in the house is a savage.
Yeah, she's not top 5, so we don't really talk about her.
Isn't
how
he
it
just
works.
a sweetheart though?
He's a sweet kid.
Oh, he is. He's a very
He's
nice kid.
adorable.
He's very well adjusted for a jiu-jitsu kid, it seems like.
Are jiu-jitsu kids notoriously maladjusted?
I mean, they're.
Yeah.
I mean, the new ones are all over Instagram too. It's like, dude, they're like 8 years old and they're doing cold plunges, and they're basically little miniature children Joe Rogan
Yeah, I was
followers.
about to say
Is
they're
what
all-
they
they're on
are.
the Rogan
Yeah,
protocol.
they're like getting Wim Hof certified. The kid's fucking 9. give him a break, man.
Slow your roll
Relax.
a little bit.
He's 9. Let him be 9 years old, man. That's,
You haven't developed the proteins to shock yet.
Yeah, man, it's pretty insane, dude. So, but yeah, a lot of things have happened between now and then. I went out to Stockton, and I dropped in at the 10th Planet Stockton out there, and got to train for a weekend with everybody. And Stockton is like, Stockton is on this. It's at the stage that your city's at right before it's promoted. It's on its 4th stripe brown belt, and it's about to be promoted to a GTA city. Like, that's the black belt, right? It's right there. It's a 4-stripe brown. It's repping hard.
Black belt in crime.
Yeah, it has not let off the gas one bit, man. It was frightening. I texted Big MF when I was there, and I said, "Listen, man, I do not feel safe in this city anymore." And he just replied, "Ha ha 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 ha." That was his response to me, and I'm like, "It's because you're a maniac, dude.
I'm
You're a
surprised he didn't
maniac."
call you a pussy.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
I just wasn't going to say that, Omar. Thank you very much.
A lot of times when you're talking to Tim, that's just implied.
Yeah, that comes with the glasses. When the glass, like when Brandon puts the glasses on, he's skeezy Brandon. When I put the glasses on, I'm like, would you hit a man with glasses?
Glasses are stupid, man. I don't know why you wear
When the
them.
glasses go on, that's BMAC.
That's BMAC.
Yeah,
That's nice. I like that.
it's a different character.
Different guy
Yeah,
altogether.
BMAC can say things Brandon can't say.
Brandon didn't say that. Yeah, he didn't say that. BMAC.
If
That was
the
like when Hulk
criticism
Hogan
go-
was in
He's
court.
taking a page right out of like Alex Jones' book, you know.
Tim Dillon.
If the criticism lands on BMAC, it just hits that exterior shell. It never gets to Brandon.
Yeah, that's the move.
So smart.
Yeah. So Stockton was, man, like, it was Stockton, dude. It was rough. But everyone's doing good out there. They're training hard. They treat you really well when you go out. Everyone's happy to see you. Like, oh, you just got to get in and out. If you stay like a day and a half too much, they're like, dude, like we're tired of driving you around. It's about time for you to go home, right?
Well, they're
Give
just,
us-
always so
give us
happy
the
to see
belts.
you, they can't believe you came back. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They're
Why
like,
did
are
you
you
do
sure?
this?
Are you sure?
Didn't you leave?
Yeah, for real. And then,
Give us the new belts and get out of here.
yeah, pretty much that was it. We didn't really have a bunch of new belts either, which I think, they expect me to come like Santa Claus with a sack of belts. And I'm like, hey, the people getting promoted today are all like kids. For one, there was a bunch of kids, and the rest there was like 2 adults, and everybody else was like, hey, man, here's your promotion. Keep training.
Yeah.
Get after it. 5% off. Salt electrolytes. Use the inside BJJ code.
There you go.
15%. Yeah, that's the gimmick on that. But man, it was a good trip. Then the following week, Edgy Bravo comes out to Nashville, which was a real banger of a weekend, BMAC. I wish you could have been here. You would have had it might have been the best night ever if Brandon could have made it.
He would have had a be last.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
you
even
would've.
remember what I ended up having to do. I had to go somewhere.
Oh, this is what it is. I texted you. I'm like, dude, Eddie Bravo's coming. And he's like, oh, I'm going to be out of country.
He's like, I'm in Dubai with my new friends.
I got a beach retreat jiu-jitsu thing I'm doing. We're going to stretch and do yoga. We're going to talk about BJJ lifestyle stuff.
feel myself doing a cold plunge, get my tootsie in there and call it a day.
No, Brandon doesn't do the cold plunge, man.
No, I know. He pops a foot in there and he's like, I'm all right with that.
I think you were in Costa Rica or something like that. Some foreign country.
No, it was after Costa Rica because Costa Rica's been on the calendar for a long time. And then, it was Cancun.
Cancun.
I busted
Oh,
it.
that other exotic foreign
Hey,
land.
let me tell you something, though.
What's
It
up?
ended up being a great move.
Yeah? Let's hear it.
I think I landed. First of all, it was just a really cool tournament. It was the Johnny Hernandez Invitational #1.
Who's Johnny Hernandez?
Johnny Hernandez is the guy who runs 10th Planet Cancun.
Oh,
So
man.
nice.
It almost sounds like a Craig Jones made-up character name.
It does.
Like it's the Johnny Hernandez Invitational.
So he puts on this tournament, and the sponsor, like the guys that were behind it that funded the thing, it's a cryptocurrency.
Oh, nice.
And so they funded the whole thing, but the cool part was they like tokenized the event. So the rule set was EBI rules, right?
Yes.
But so it's submission only. But depending on things that happened during the match, you could get awarded like extra tokens. So like say you got a clean takedown past the guard. You got tokens in the bank for that. And then you can just, if you're the competitor, even if you don't win, you got a little something because of it. You don't, I don't play cryptocurrency. Well, then go cash it out when you get out of here. But you've got that now. So they tokenize, and if you won with a submission, you got $300 worth of
Man, I'm telling you,
300 cartel coins.
this is this is a great idea, Brandon.
Dude, that's why I'm saying it would turn out to be a great idea. I'm straight stealing it. It's mine. I'm taking that idea and I'm running with it. And I think I picked up a team sponsor for PGF while I was down there too.
Beautiful. That's
So it
fantastic.
ended up being a massive trip for me.
I would love to see the auction with those PGF crypto bucks, man. That would be an amazing thing. And let the athletes keep the money. How cool
cooking.
would that be, dude?
I am working on it.
Yeah,
You're standing
let
at the
'em cook,
stove.
Let them cook.
Hey, he's barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen right now,
You know I'm
cooking.
cooking, dude. I'm always cooking something.
He's cooking up a little PGF7, baby. Little crypto, baby, for y'all.
Man, I'm telling you, I am definitely cooking for PGF7. I've already got most of the roster done.
Oh wow.
Like it's pretty much done.
Wow, that's
I don't think
awesome.
I don't think I have any invitations left. It's only like qualifier spots moving forward.
How much interest are you getting for those spots? How many people are like, BMAC, hit me up, Doug?
I mean, we've had over 300 applications for this week.
Wow, holy moly!
That's insane. And with the crypto, we could add an element of Wolf of Wall Street to it. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be a lot of
Just
fun.
another way to get these boys paid. But I want to try to use this to do the fantasy as well, this cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think that's a strong move. I mean, you know,
I would have lost my ass last season. I would have lost the house.
I think
Price you pay.
PGF is set up perfectly for a fantasy game. It's
That's that's been in the works the entire time. We started
Yeah,
doing that
that's
with season
awesome.
1.
yeah.
But I never have been able to do like what I intend to do with it. It's just been sort of like, okay, this is how we're going to do it while we, as a placeholder until we get it figured out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Oh, dude, Alex Wendling is texting me. This could be breaking news. Anytime Alex Wendling texts you, that could be breaking news.
breaking.
He's just like, you up?
It's not, though. It's not.
Dude,
It's
so
funny.
crypto with the fantasy? Is that what we're saying? Like,
Mhm.
Possibly.
Possibly, if I can work it out.
Yeah.
Be funny if like, you know, maybe PGF has an official fantasy league like kind of deal, and then you have to pay a little into the tokens
That's
to make
sort
sure
of
we
the
get.
idea. That's
that'd be
sort of the
kinda
idea. We'll see
sick.
what happens. Like that's maybe that doesn't even happen season 7, but I am cooking with that.
That would be a cool thing, because then you know your money's kind of going directly to, because it's just a pool of coins.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Your
no
money's-
kidding.
Your money is going to the guys competing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Everybody's got skin in the game.
what cryptocurrency is it? Can you say?
Oh, I can say, are you ready for the name of this thing?
Yeah.
The Flying Avocado Cat.
Is this really the name?
Yeah.
This sounds like somebody put
T-Fax?
a name generator on like went to namegenerator.com and was like, I need 4
Funny
words.
you say that. 'Cause
Guess what we did?
Guess what they did?
What did they
So
do?
this thing was made by Grok, like the
Really?
Elon Musk AI,
Okay.
the X AI. So the AI coded the whole thing. It came up with the name, the marketing strategy. So like they're letting the AI just like run it.
Whoa.
You guys trying to get Elon on board?
They paid me an FAC token, and I'm up
Dang.
like
go.
$1,500 since they paid me.
Wow.
I know, dude. Your boy's been very happy so far. I've been very happy.
Look at this. This is when you know your friend is on another level when he comes to you with a crypto investment. You're like,
Yeah,
oh
dude.
shit. And then you're considering it and you're
if you
like,
get in
oh
now.
man, dude, what have I
Oh no,
done?
no! Listen, no financial advice on this. This is very it's a very small market cap. Like it's a total
Market
gamble.
cap. This guy's talking market cap now. I love it.
It's a total gamble. Like you might put in 1,000 and come back with 20,000, or you might put in 1,000 and come back with 0 tomorrow. Like,
Yeah. I was about to say, my
Like,
market
it's-
cap currently is up.
it's a meme coin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
the whole deal with it.
The flying avocado, what's the last one?
Cat.
Cat. The flying avocado cat. T-Fax.
FAC.
FAC. All right.
Interesting.
That's something else.
That's funny.
But it's cool, man. It's cool. I like stuff like that. So
Is it on
Yeah.
Coinbase
extra
yet?
fun for me. No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
No.
It's never going to
I'd
be
buy
on
some
Coinbase
right now
Yeah.
if it was on Coinbase.
No, but it's a great idea, and it's
I'll send
something
you a
you've been
link.
trying to get into.
Please.
I'll send
Yeah.
you a link, dog, if you're trying to get in this thing.
I'm
I'll
trying to
send
get
you a
in.
link,
I'm
dog.
trying to get in.
Dog, I'll
I
get
got
you
me
in
I
this.
got me a little moon bag that I'm setting aside just in case things pop off.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they're
like
like,
that.
they're
I'm gonna
trying to
need-
get into the jiu-jitsu community. They want to do like that tournament was their first foray into.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is cool. That's cheaper than running a marketing campaign. Let's just get in with these jiu-jitsu guys. And so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, dude.
It's fun. It's fun
pe-
if nothing else. You know?
And it is a signal to the jiu-jitsu crowd that like people are paying attention to the jiu-jitsu community as a whole because it creates enough movement now that the needle starts to kind of move a tiny bit. And so whenever the needle moves, man, people got to get their beak wet. And so that's when the money starts to rush in and the opportunity rushes in. So that's nice stuff. I'm stoked for that. And I think there's so much cool stuff happening in jiu-jitsu right now that it's actually opening up a secondary audience now who's going like, what else is out there in jiu-jitsu? Like, what else am I missing out on? Which is a great opportunity if you're getting geared up for PGF 7. It's like right around the corner.
It's a good time to be in the game, man.
How do you let me ask you this. How do you pull off being the announcer for Craig Jones Invitational and also the commissioner and founder and one of the co-owners of PGF? How does that relationship work with Craig and his business players? Do they not view you as a competitor? Like, how do you navigate that? Do you put the sunglasses on? Like, what's the deal with that relationship?
Well, I don't view it as competition in like a negative sense. I don't think they do either. You know, like we need each other. We all need each other still. This is not a situation yet where the market is so large that we can start trying to rip each other down and tear each other down. We're still in a situation where a rising tide lifts all ships. Like we can all go further if we'll go together. And so, look, I'm not on the same weekend. So, like, what is it? They're only planning on
Well, hey,
doing one a year.
Listen, man, I
know
got
what
I
I'm
got
saying?
something to tell you.
What?
What if Craig Jones did it on PGF Season 7 week? Like, what if he did a tournament?
Well, now
What do
we
you
got
do?
heat.
What do you do though? Can we hypothetically roll this out there? What's your next move?
Brandon said Craig Jones on site.
I drop an Instagram and I'm like, tally ho, I'm Craig Jones. Guess what?
Tally ho.
Paying this much money. I'm doing it on PGF Season 8 week or something, man. Do you dial him first? You call him directly and like, yo, Craig, what's up?
No, I take it as, all right, we got a match.
Oh,
what I'm
you
saying?
take it.
Like-
Yo, that's it. There's no
not a fight match, but like this is competition now. Like, and
Okay.
that's what ADCC and CJI have to understand with each other is like, yo, this is competition now. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean we have to hate each other. It just means that I got to start preparing to go to battle against a worthy opponent. And
Yeah.
everybody gets better. What happens to you when you prepare to go compete?
Get better.
Even
man.
if you go out there and you stink it up on the match, are you better at your craft on the other side of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Why? Because of what you had to do to prepare for the competition, because of the mindset shifts that you had to go through, the new skills, the new training that you had to put yourself through in order to be worthy to step out onto the mats. All of a sudden, you're a new man on the other side of that. You know? And if CJI and ADCC can understand that the competition in and of itself will make them both better, then everybody's going to win and the whole community is going to win. It doesn't have to be a thing where, we're at absolute war here. Like that doesn't make sense. You're a worthy opponent. I'm a worthy opponent. I'm going to do my best work to make sure that I beat you, and you're going to do your best work to make sure that you beat me. And somebody will win in a jiu-jitsu competition, but in this, they both can win by pushing each other forward because there's no actual objective, like criteria for what a win is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. Obviously, CJI ADCC, there's some personal heat going on beyond just pure business competition. But it's an interesting time in jiu-jitsu to kind of witness it all shaking out. And I think today they announced they announced Josh Palmer and Huel Teague, right, for the
I like you called him Huel.
Huel Hauser. See, you don't know who Huel Hauser is. He's like a California staple guy. He was on a public television show called California Gold with Huel.
I know what that is.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Every Saturday morning, this guy would go out to places and they'd be closed. Like, he'd be like, today we're taking a tour of the bread factory. And he'd get out there and they're like, well, I guess they're closed. Well, look at all them machines. Imagine them running. Like, he just didn't care. He just like, we're cutting it anyway. Like, fuck it. We're going with it. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. I think those are good names, dude. You mentioned earlier today on the bullpen, you said, like, how do you think you're going to sound next to those two accents coming out of where's Palmer from?
I think Palmer's British.
He's British.
And Howell is from Wales, I believe. He lives in Portugal now.
So is that an even stronger, like, English accent? Like, it's even thicker or heavier?
I guess they would call it a Welsh
Welsh?
accent.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Fionn Davies, she's Welsh.
Is she Welsh?
Ash Williams is Welsh also, I believe.
Interesting.
They're sending some bangers out of that little spot.
Yeah, man. I think that's going to sound good. I think you're going to sound like a southern smooth gentleman amongst those
It's going to be
accents.
hilarious hearing the different accents sitting next to each other. I mean, like, it couldn't be more opposed.
Can you imagine if you're like trying to learn English and you're like, I'm going to listen to these guys speak English and see if I could pick something up, and it's just like three distinctive different ways of saying the same thing.
You should have heard me and Howell in Kazakhstan trying to pronounce all those Russian names, dude. That was a blast.
All the ovs.
That sounds like Andrew's daydream. Oh, then they gave me a list of Russian names to read, and I got to read all of them out.
Well, I'm catching heat on being able to pronounce Russian names.
Because anytime anything ever comes up that has a stan in it, your ears perk up.
I don't know about the stands.
Yeah, everyone sit back. How many syllables is that?
I don't know about
Check.
the stands. I'm trying to learn Russian, man.
No, man, that's good. That's good. What else is going on? So I got my black belt in 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu BMAC finally. Isn't that awesome, man?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
See, this guy, this is how you know he's a true friend.
Killer.
He's not going to give you no love, dude. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, been there.
I've been there. I did that. I
Took you
remember.
long enough.
I
No
remember.
big deal. I'm kind of running my own.
Oh,
tournament.
wait! He just gave me the mustache sweat. He went like this, dude. He did like a nasal cleansing. He's like, I'm about to say something. That's a tell in poker right there. Okay.
I actually thought you already had your black belt, so that was news to me. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know he was a scrub. I wouldn't have been talking to him.
Yeah. He's more upset you've been fooling him this whole time.
Everyone's like, damn it, Freeman. Yeah, that was cool.
Dual black belts.
Yeah, man.
It's cool.
Yeah,
It's super cool, dude.
Eddie gave me the black belt rash guard is a medium, and dude, I am
Medium.
not a medium right
No,
now,
no,
man.
dude,
Like,
you're not even extra medium.
dude,
Yeah.
not extra medium. I am a full size American large tradish fit, like not this Brazilian fit. I'm the tradish fit large. That's what I am right now.
Yeah, you might want to go to XL.
I mean, I'm not saying that I haven't. Let's just say that.
I am unwilling to comment on this.
I do have some XLs. You know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that medium was snug.
Dude, it was snug. I was very self-conscious in that rash guard, and
Tim
he
out
tied
there
that
looking
belt.
thicker than a Snicker.
Dude, looking like I was looking like, you know, when they put that pastry like icing in one of those bags and they like twist it at the top and they squeeze it and it's all, that's what I felt like. I was like,
You look
oh,
like
someone
a can
just
of busted biscuits.
yeah. Yes, dude. When you crack it on the side with a spoon. Yeah, that's about what I looked like, man. Little belly fat squeezing out of the bottom. You're like, pull it down.
It shrunk in the wash.
Oh man, what a night! That was a great time. Liz
That is
Carmouche.
crazy though, dude. You
Yeah.
got black belt in the gi and black belt in no gi. That's pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah,
You're like
that is
one of
pretty
the few
crazy.
guys in the world that have that. Like there's Brent Littell.
Oh yeah, check your oil. That's how I know him. That's his username.
Yeah, I remember.
Check your oil.
Check your oil from way back.
That's that's a varsity Instagram name.
Street Ho, Lewis Ho.
I think Amon has it.
Oh, Armand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Eddie does too.
Yeah, Eddie has both.
I don't know.
Well, he got his black belt in the
I've only
gi.
ever seen him sport the gi.
He's only a gi black belt.
It's funny, he's too humble to give himself a black
Give him
belt.
a no gi black belt.
All of his students are like, we found out he doesn't even have a no-gi black belt.
He's just making stuff up.
He belts himself, and then everybody shames him for it. How dare you?
Like that blue belt we talked about a few weeks ago that God promoted him to black belt.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, straight from blue to black.
I thought
The Lord intervened.
That's pretty impressive. Lord skipping purple and brown. I don't know
Yeah.
anybody else can do that.
I was wondering if I could. I was like, Lord, I've seen what
You
you've done for
can't.
others, and I want this for myself.
You can't.
there was the dude who promoted his girlfriends plural, which is a towel. It's like, okay, this guy's already a little out there.
Ruh-roh.
To brown belt, and then they promoted him to black belt.
I remember that one.
The school needs a black belt.
Yeah.
I
That
get
was
it.
pretty crazy. He promoted them to brown belt.
I don't think he gave
then-
them black belts.
I thought he was brown, promoted them to black so that they could promote him.
Yes, that's what it was. He promoted them to black, and then they promoted him to black. But it's like,
I'm pretty sure it doesn't work like that.
that's Terrence Howard math. That's the way Terrence Howard would do promotions. He'd be like, 1 and 1's not 1. Actually, the way you get your black belt is you got to promote a brown belt to black belt. Then he gives you your black belt, and then you're a black belt.
Well, here's
I
the
just
thing.
couldn't bring myself to watch that Terrence Howard episode, dude. I just couldn't do it.
I could.
Yeah, it was.
I literally, when he said he was talking about like sound waves turning into colors, I was like, I can dig it. And then he, was talking about vibrations and this and that. And then he said 1 times 1 is not 1, it's 2. And we're like, okay, wait a minute. That's called addition, not multiplication. And you're confusing 2 fundamental
As soon
ideas.
as I found
think.
out there was going to be some numbers in there, I was like, I can't do this.
You can't get weird with math. That if you
I can't get normal with math.
you down with it?
I mean, I don't really like.
Oh, you're a
taking
math
any kind
skeptic.
of advice. No, I'm a mainly everything skeptic. But I will. My issue with it in general is him talking about what he's talking about with the extent of his hoodie on. If you're talking to me about advanced physics and you have your hood up, I'm like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's a weird criteria to put on math people.
Yeah, no hoodies.
I mean, I've never seen a math guy talk to me with a hood on.
Yeah.
I was gonna cite Stephen Hawking, but there's a valid reason why he wouldn't be able to put a hood on. I haven't seen a lot of other mathematicians put hoods on and then talk about numbers.
I don't know a lot of mathematicians.
I
I
don't know.
watch a lot of YouTube.
The Unabomber.
He
He was the original hoodie
go.
wearing mathematician, dog.
I'm now back in. I'm gonna go listen to the episode.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I'm all in.
I'm a
This-
big fan of Teddy K.
Teddy K. You know him that well.
I've
huh?
read his material.
Teddy K.
I have his
You think
material
Goodwill
on my
Hunting
Kindle.
Wouldn't have a hood on sometimes.
I don't think he had a hood on that whole movie, Brandon.
Goodwill Hunting.
But does he seem like the kind of guy who would?
How about
That's not
apples?
that's not the thing.
Yeah, that's not the thing.
I mean,
But that doesn't even matter, though.
The character.
Because I'm back in because of Teddy K. That was a great citation.
That was a great pull.
great pull. I
And
didn't
Teddy
consider
K
that.
really iced it up. For me, I'm taking Teddy K.
He's a go-to. Yeah.
That is a very affectionate nickname for the Unabomber, Andrew. Like,
Oh.
what do you call Charles Manson?
Not a big fan of him.
You
but,
call him Chuck. I just know him as Chuck.
an old Chucky guitar. I don't know.
Chucky guitar. Chucky Beach Boys. Liz Carmouche won again in the PFL, man. She's going to be fighting in Nashville on August 2nd, dude.
Killer arm lock.
Dude, she's a
Incredible.
savage
She's a
beast,
savage.
She
dude.
rallied all the way back and just won with that arm. She's probably going to lose that fight, huh?
I think she would have won a decision. You don't think so? I got to go back and watch it. I'm a big Liz Carmouche fan, so I'm gonna Cecil Peoples every decision that I have to make. There's just that way.
Yeah, did she suplex me and earned undying loyalty? So anything she does is awesome. I love that.
She suplexed you?
Yes, sir.
I believe it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I tried to
wild.
Uchimata her ignorantly, and then she stepped backwards suplex, and I was like, "You are the best."
She cracks me up, dude.
She's awesome, dude.
She has one of my favorite stories to tell involves Liz Carmouche, but I can't tell it to you guys on the air.
Okay. That's like I hate it when people do that.
Afterward?
Like
That's like when you're like, oh, why'd you let go of that head and arm choke? I was about to tap. Oh, gee, thanks, man. Great guy.
I'll tell you sometime. You're a black belt.
Okay. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Hey,
I don't know about
listen.
these other
thwarted once again by
Listen,
my lack
guys.
of technique.
It's called black belt courtesy.
God promoted me to black belt.
Listen, once you're a black belt, you can go to restaurants and they bring you the tab. You can pass it back and go, can I get a black belt courtesy? And if you put like your IBJJF black belt card in there, they'll come back and discount it sometimes by 30, 35%.
And then you
meal.
make your pet blue belt pay for it.
Yeah, and then you go, hey, which one of you guys is paying for this?
I got you the discount.
I got you the discount.
I
What
did
else you
my
want
part.
from me, dude?
I got to pay rent. What do you want? You know how expensive it is to run a gym?
I got a school to run.
Tuition's due. How much you got?
That's why you black belts are like just rolling in it, man.
Yeah, it's such a lucrative lifestyle. Every black belt I know almost is able to get a lease for a year on an apartment. They're working up their credit history enough to get there. Yeah,
You get a fancy 5-finger death punch
No,
poster.
I think there's some guys that are doing really well, but I think there's a lot of black belt guys that are just the jiu-jitsu lifestyle is hard, man. If you're not,
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's that those guys would be broke no matter what they were doing?
I mean, I think that's a valid argument.
that one.
Yeah, I think that's a valid argument.
Because if one person can do well in an industry, why can more people not do well? You know what I'm saying? It's
that makes sense.
We're not in a spot anymore where it's like just one guy either. There's Gordon Ryan, there's Craig Jones, and then there's a slew of other guys who are making 6 figures a year that you've never heard of because they run a good school or they sell enough instructionals on BJJ Fanatics, or like there's dudes like me who I literally have no credentials whatsoever. I've just made a living off of, posting jiu-jitsu content and being a dork, and there's room for a guy like me to make a good living doing exactly that. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's plays to make.
So what do you think it is? Do you think it's just like a sense of hustle, or just like a go-getter attitude, and that just some people are missing? Or
Well, I think there's some of that. I think there's just knowledge. I guess like anything, like you have to believe that it's possible first. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever became the champion without setting their mind to become the champion first.
That's a good
There's
point.
no accidental champions.
yeah,
So I think that's the first part of it. And then I think there's a skill set on the other side of that. Yeah. And then I think there's the work ethic to go and put the skills to use.
you would think that there would be more people doing it. I mean, so many people, just because of the nature of BJJ, already have pretty high work ethic. I would think, at least towards jiu-jitsu.
How long you been training?
I've been training 4 years, but
Yeah, you'll find out. You'll see. There's a lot of lazy black belts, dude.
Yeah, there's a level you can get to where you're good enough to handle quite a bit of people. And then some guys are really freaking good and they could be way better, but because they're so damn lazy, they're not, but they're still good enough to beat, 85% of the people they train with. It's a tricky game. I think that there are a lot of people trying to do it, but they're doing it in a very insincere, copycat, weird way, and it doesn't resonate the same way. Like if you set out to go like, what are you going to do? I'm going to be a jiu-jitsu influencer. And you're like, that's my goal. And then I'm going to buy equipment and do it. It's like, maybe you could make that happen, but probably it's not going to pan out like that if you're just going after that kind of thing versus.
But a lot of people are pulling that off is the thing. There
Yeah.
are people that are pulling that off.
But it seems like those people would be pulling off some other kind of hustle to your point. Like if it wasn't
That's my
that.
point. That's
Yeah.
my point. They would figure it out whatever industry they were in. Like there's a ton of real estate agents.
Yes,
Probably think there's no money in real estate too.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Exactly. Yes.
But it turns out there's plenty.
Yeah.
I do get the feeling of some of these influencers strike me as the Cutco knives people.
This one's good. Yeah, but there's Cutco knives salesmen that are doing well.
There are. I'm speaking to both right now.
Okay.
I'm
Coffee's for
getting the
closers.
Let's go.
I'm drinking. I'm drinking coffee.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
That's my favorite line. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh, dang it. Oh, man. Now I feel bad.
Don't. Shouldn't. Why would you?
Berate him. Yeah. So, man, Liz is going to fight August 2nd in Nashville. We should go
At
see
the
it.
municipal center,
Municipal.
too. It's not even at Bridgestone, so it's nice
No.
and it's close and intimate. It's a small venue, smaller.
Who's she fighting?
Boy, I don't know, man. You
She's
got to look
fighting
that
Tom
up.
Holland, the kid that plays hockey.
Oh, this is so good.
Dude, the last time I was at Municipal was to see Ric Flair's final match.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man, it was so beautiful. It was such a great night of professional wrestling. I wish that all of my friends could have gone to that event. It was so much fun. It was like stepping back into time in like the 1980s. NWA Southern Wrestling. The crowd was all hyped. And you know, in the South, man, like I don't know if you're a huge wrestling guy, Brandon. You don't strike me like you're a huge wrestling guy, but I will say this: people in the South really take wrestling seriously. Like, and they call it real wrestling, even though they know it's fake. They think it's less fake than fake wrestling. So to them, this is
here's
some
where you're
real
messing
wrestling.
up. Here's where
Yeah.
you're messing up.
Yeah,
is
tell me.
In the South, it's two different things. There's wrestling, which is what you're saying, but then there's wrestling, which is what you go into and
Gotcha.
enjoying.
Wrestling. That's right.
So you didn't go see Ric Flair wrestle his last match. You went to watch him wrestle his last match.
Wrestling. Yeah, that's true. And I have a sneaking suspicion that if the price was right, we would see him wrestle yet another last match.
100%.
I'm coming back out of retirement.
I'm getting back out. I'm waiting for Jiu-Jitsu Outlet to jump on. In the meantime, there was a match that happened at Versus 4 in the Netherlands, and it featured two gentlemen. One's name was Finn. I can't remember the other fellow's name. Renee. And Renee puts this Sven dude in a rear triangle. Have you guys seen this? Like, he puts him in a rear triangle choke and gets the guy's arm elevated up past his head like this. And the guy's like, oh, I'm going to resist. And he's like, no, I'm not going to resist. And he just does one tap, like tap, just one tap. And goes to sleep. Like, he's out. He's out. And the ref doesn't catch it. I don't know if the ref was eating a sandwich. I don't know if he was like looking at his phone.
Before we judge, that's understandable.
Was he tying his shoes? Was he looking out at the odd? He were the lights in his eyes. Something was going on because he didn't catch it.
He was looking right at him. he was standing above them with the eagle eye view
Of the whole situation.
It's impossible. That he
I'm
did
trying
not
to give
see
this
that.
guy the shadow of the doubt. BMAX just stripping it away.
It's impossible that he didn't see. He had the perfect vantage point.
Gosh.
It's like he positioned himself in exactly the right spot to make the worst call of all time.
Of all time. Yeah.
Like, he was standing so perfectly he couldn't have missed it, and it's like he did that on purpose just to miss it extra bad.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
is this it?
So
Here's the
good.
video. So there's the break.
Oh.
Look at that.
It's the hyperextension.
Look, he looked up at the ref. He's like, hey, dude. And the ref's like, oh, yeah, you should stop it. Look how the ref grabs the dude's arm. Are you okay? Bro, are you okay? He's out. He's literally
What's up,
looks.
buddy? You're
Is that one quick tap on the leg right there?
Okay, let's hear it. Let's see one more time. He's already out
Yeah.
here.
As soon as he taps the leg, he goes to sleep.
Look at, he's out. And then I like how he looks up at the ref. Ref's like, "Are you okay?" And then
I
this
like how
other
he
dude.
scooted away so fast with like that fear in his heart.
This video doesn't
After
show
all
it.
the damage was done.
This video doesn't show it, but then the ref runs and he like picks his legs up because he's passed out, you know, and he's like, "Oh, we got to do the shake a leg thing on him to like bring him back to life." It's like, dude,
At least he didn't
there's-
grab his wrist and
there's
shimmy his shoulders.
literally gravy coming out of his elbow right now, and you're you're shaking his legs,
Yeah.
man. You're just facilitating this gravy loss. That's what you're doing.
Detonated that lower arm.
Look at the look on his face.
I like that just dead look on the other. Go back to it. So watch. He breaks the guy's arm, and
look at
no reaction at all.
Look, he's out. Now he's out.
But he really gives no reaction at all. He's like, broken arm. And then as soon as everybody's like, he's out, and he pulls him off, he scoots back. Like, oh my God. Like, hold on. When you broke the arm, you had no reaction.
Look at he's happy. Look at the smile. He's like, "Oh, I got it."
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
He moved away so fast as soon as he realized
He's
other
out of
people
there.
didn't like that the guy was broken and unconscious.
Yeah, did well to the crowd. So, this dude that got hurt, Sven Grotten, said on his Instagram, he said, "So
Wait,
that
what's
sucked."
his name?
Sven Grotten, I don't know how to say his last name.
That's
These
amazing.
guys are from the Netherlands.
Keep going.
He said, I quote, "That sucked. I got choked out and my elbow dislocated. No bone damage. More info to come. No blame to my opponent. You were better. I'll crush you next time we compete. That's a promise."
Dang.
Listen,
I like how
man.
he's still coming out the gate hot with
Yeah.
the trash talk
Okay.
after he got slipped and broken.
Yeah.
Dog, that's what I'm saying.
How many
If-
points is that, PGF?
dude,
That's every point.
That's
You
every
win.
point.
dude,
You get all the flying avocados.
you win all the matches for your team if you do that. Look, man, if you do that, can you imagine how big of a boss you are the next time you go back into your gym? They're like, show the move, show the move.
Yeah.
All right, this is what you do. You put them in the rear. This is like a fantasy jiu-jitsu thing that happened to you. I'm going to put them in the rear triangle, and then you're showing people, and then you could do this, and they're like, oh, whoa, and all the new people are like, whoa, that's sick. And then you could like break their arm while they're in the triangle. Oh, dude, that's sick, dude. What, dog? And they're all trying it, and they
Yeah.
can't do it right. They're
Yeah.
messing the move up. Then you
Gotta
go
move your
off,
hips.
and you don't just put the guy to sleep. You bend his arm, not to where he taps. You bend it backwards. He's wrong way Joe at that point. Like he's hitchhiking to the devil downstairs, man.
To the
He's
other lane.
jacked. Yes.
You can see on the video, he hyperextends it and hits a point of resistance.
Yeah.
And then he just drives straight through the gate, dude.
He's like,
He went right through it and didn't react at all
It's like that scene in Talladega Nights. You're just
until
gonna have to break my arm.
everybody was like, "Oh no!" And then he freaked out. Like,
And
come
as
on,
you
dude.
pointed out,
That's a fake
ran
freak
away
out.
on his butt.
That's a fake freak out.
Yeah. He heard the snap.
Yeah.
He heard everything. Like,
"You all right, bro? Bro, are you okay? Dog, are you okay?"
I love the idea that he's sitting there, the homie is sitting there passed out with his arm broken, and the ref's just going, "You have to defend yourself. Defend yourself."
He's telling him, like, he's texting him, "Dude, make sure you ice that. Take some ibuprofen tonight. Like, maybe keep it up. Take a couple days off. See how you feel on Tuesday."
It was a privilege to call your fight.
I heard he wasn't even like he didn't even break the bone. It was just dislocation, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even a big deal.
Yeah, he said it's just dislocated, man.
I mean, that's awful.
Means he was awake when they
Dude.
popped it back in. No, thank you.
You know who loves those kinds of videos are surgeons and
Me.
orthopedists. When you take,
And your boy, right? Here.
I got this video of my son Noah like bouncing on this Boshu ball or something. It's like a half dome ball, and the bottom lays flat on the ground, and then there's like a ball, and they do exercises
Still
on
like
it.
some California communist stuff.
Him
or-
and his goofball friend were at jiu-jitsu, and they were running and jumping and then springing off of that weird ball thing and leaping off.
oh, yeah.
And when Noah did it, he landed weird and just snapped his leg, dude. It's brutal. You could hear it.
Ooh.
Oh, you showed me that
his
video.
leg, dude. And they have it on video, and I cannot watch it. I've yet to watch it this day. I can't watch it. I can't listen to it.
It's not great.
The surgeons at the hospital were passing the phone around, laughing and
Dang,
looking at it.
cold-blooded.
Yes, dude.
What part of his leg did he break? His lower leg?
It was his lower leg.
Oof. So it's like a tib fib or what?
Yeah, like a tib fib kind of deal, man. Real bad, dude. Bad news.
Both.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, just real quick, Liz is fighting Taylor Santos.
Oh, nice.
She's 21-3.
We got to go see that.
That'd be a lot of fun.
We got to go
That's
see
in
that.
Nashville also?
August
Yeah.
2nd at the Municipal
Let's
Center.
go.
That'll be fun, man.
That'd be sweet.
We got Paul from Jiu-Jitsu Outlet in the green room. Looks like he's getting set up here. But dude, this salt electrolyte stuff that these dudes sent me, it's pretty freaking good, man. It's not too bad.
I've been drinking one all show.
I've been trying to stay. The thing about Nashville, man, like the first summer I was out here, I had headaches constantly because I was dehydrated almost the whole time. I was
You've been living
sweating
in
so
soft
much.
California weather your whole life.
Dude, my soft California body was like,
especially
what is
you
it, guys?
Cowboys.
It's like, sweat, gross. Like, I don't want to sweat. No, I'm a heavy sweater, man. I'm like a meatloaf, dude. I've been sweating since I came out of the womb.
Did you get that first black belt without ever sweating?
yeah. I ordered it on Amazon. Can
I do that?
I've turned a lot of white geese like yellow brown from just sweating and training them.
Urea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you use the proper medical name.
It makes
you
it sound
know?
more disgusting.
Yeah, it's a black belt. So
Speaking of stinky geese, we got a fun story for later.
yeah.
Oh, I don't like that story already.
Great.
I do not like it.
So yeah. Anyway, salt, good stuff. If you use Inside BJJ 15, you get 15% off. So check
Is
it
this
out,
better than Liquid IV?
dude. It's kind of like it's made by some jujitsu homies. It's made by us, like that kind of a thing, like made by the community. So yeah, man, I think it's a rival. I guess it's a similar product, does a similar thing. I think.
How I get the hookup on this? You send me
Well,
a link to buy some.
I'll hit you up afterwards. We'll do it. Yeah,
I
man.
need your
Dude,
details so you get the credit for it.
Yeah, that's what's up, dog.
They've got an Instagram, and you can go to their link tree, and their store is in that link tree.
Hey, there you go.
Inside BJJ at checkout.
Nice. Inside BJJ 15.
15,
that's the
excuse
game.
me.
All
Inside
right.
BJJ 15
Dang,
at checkout.
Andrew.
Come on, dog. You're ruining it. Here, I'll put it in the
Almost
comments.
messed the whole thing up, dude.
By the way, hey, what's up to everyone live on Instagram? There's a lot of good comments, man. It's pretty funny going on there. So good
We're live
stuff.
on my YouTube as well.
Oh, that's right.
Got the
This is
chat
a true
going over here, too.
multicast. Praise God.
Renee
It's good to
Souza
see
in the
y'all.
Chat over here. Michael Libby, Kai Johnson, the whole
Oh, I know.
squad.
Well, we know Libby.
Got some good. What's up, everybody? We are glad to see everyone again. It's cool. We got Paul from Jiu-Jitsu Outlet in the green room. Green room. I want to jump him in. I want to ask him this, and I want you guys to think about this. Obviously, I want to introduce him to the audience and all that jazz, but I just want to kick this topic off with Paul. Jiu-jitsu is good for a lot of people on the mental side. It's super helpful. It's this and that. And it really helps people in that respect. But on the drama side, man, it's causing people some serious sleepless nights. There's if you're trying to be a pro jiu-jitsu guy, man, it's a stressful environment now. We got people taking shots at everybody all the time. And this thing that's like, we tell people like, this is so good for your mental health. It's like, man, it sure is dramatic sometimes though. So I wanted to kick that topic out there. Paul, welcome to the show, man. It's good to see you again. How have you been, my brother?
What is up, guys? Thanks for having me. It's good to see you.
What up, Paul?
It's good to see everybody on tonight. The last time I think we had Paul and Brandon together when I was together was at PGF season 6 there, man, out in Las Vegas. What a great time that was. I think Paul might have there he goes.
I'm back.
Hey, there you
Back
go.
in action, bro.
No worries, man.
Back in action.
So, dude, CJI, dude, that's like the big news. They just released a couple names. Pat Downey, I guess, is one name that popped off. Kyle Bame is another name. And I think Pedro Alex. I think those are the three recent names that they kind of introduced out into the jiu-jitsu sphere. And there's a lot of drama and a lot of heat going back and forth. Paul, as someone who's like, you talk a lot about mental health and jiu-jitsu, it's something that's important to you. How do you, like, what kind of lens do you view this kind of stuff through? How do you process it, and what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think it's all about extremes, right? Like we can all agree, I think, well, maybe we can't all agree, but I would hope we can all agree that extremes are bad, right? Like doing too much of anything is bad. Like if you think about any medicine is toxic at a certain dose, right? So the same applies to jujitsu. Like if you are so all into something that you have nothing else going on in your life for you, like you have ruined all your relationships, for example, because
You listening, Brandon?
that's not good, right? And that is going to be a damaging effect on your mental health. So from all the folks that I've interviewed, I've talked to a lot of competitors. Like when I was backstage at the PGF with you guys, I got to talk to a lot of high-level competitors, and seems like the ones who have a really good support system behind them are the ones who are getting the most benefits from jiu-jitsu and competing in jiu-jitsu at a high level. Like if you look at, for example, Jet Thompson, like he's got his whole family behind him, you know, stuff like that. Like that's going to be a very positive experience for him as he gets older, right? He's going to look back on that and be like, oh yeah, that time me and my dad were backstage at PGF season 6, right? Like that's something he's going to remember forever, right? But now you go and see someone else who maybe ruined their relationship with their dad because they were all in on this jiu-jitsu thing, and their dad
Dang, I was just getting excited about what his dad was gonna say.
I know, man. I'm
Like,
like,
oh,
what
this is
did
gonna
your
hit
dad
clone.
do, dude?
yeah,
This is
bro,
gonna
you got to
hit
have
close
this
to home.
balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think that's key.
I agree with you. You cut off just for a second, but I think the point that you're making is that, you know, you have to be careful the sacrifices you make. But how do you work with that when the mindset and the sacrifice sometimes is super, super high? Like to really
Yeah.
get to where you're trying to get, it requires you to be extremely dedicated and disciplined, and maybe that's viewed as selfish. And sometimes, like especially jiu-jitsu, there's money on the table, but to the outside world, to your mom, you know, Catherine, who doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu, she thinks you're out of your mind for dedicating your life to this thing where you go train with these dudes all the time and you're not making anything, and your face is ugly now, and your ears are all gnarled up, and you know, and it's like, she's like, what are you doing with your life? And it's not supportive. Like how do you manage
Jeez,
that?
I just had that conversation.
I love it. I love it, man. I think that it goes back to balance in a lot of things. You have to be a balanced person. You have to have a good support system. If you don't have that, then it's going to be hard. For sure. You're gonna struggle, I think. But if you have, like my ex-wife, for example, hated whenever I went to jiu-jitsu. My wife now, the wife I was supposed to be with, she supports me. You know, if I don't go train, she's like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you got to get out here to train. You know, so you got to have a good support system. If you don't have that, good luck. So it's not gonna work. It's like going to jiu-jitsu without a good coach, you know. It's the same thing.
Let me share another perspective.
Yeah.
I think this is something that I try to do, actually. I am off balance on purpose. So instead of thinking, like my daughter, for instance, she was telling me not that long ago, she's like, Dad, you're so ADD, you can't pay attention to anything for 5 minutes, but you can pay attention to some things for 15 years. So for me, off balance on purpose. Like I'm not just all in on random stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm all in with a purpose in mind. It's like I'm selecting and I'm understanding the consequences of the thing that I'm going to dedicate myself to. But I can't be like that with a ton of things, but
Yeah.
one, maybe two things I can go all in for 15 years, you know what I mean? And I think if you're going to be good at anything, and that's part of your goal set is to be good at anything, you have to do it all the time for a long time. Like there's nobody that's good at anything, or I won't even say good. There's nobody who's great at anything, no matter what the skill set is, that hasn't done it all the time for a long time.
Yeah,
Without
I think
a doubt. You have to, without a doubt.
I think there's a laser focus in that too, where you're able to go, I'm not going to pay attention to the distraction. I'm only going to focus on this one or two things, and I'm going to really hone in on that. But that is a certain kind of unbalancedness, though, right? And you can
Off balance on purpose.
But have you ever found yourself that you sacrifice something that you didn't intend to sacrifice through that off balanceness?
No, because it's on purpose. That's my point.
I see.
You get what I mean? Like I'm not gonna not pay attention to my family, but I'm gonna have an understanding with my family that this is a goal set that I got in front of me. And you know, sometimes I'm gonna have a little less money. Or sometimes I'm gonna be gone on Saturdays for a tournament. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, and look, that might mean if we're going to spend time together that you guys got to get in the car and we got to go hit this thing together.
When Daddy's got the Oakleys on, it's go time, kids. Get mama. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a certain maturity in that, in understanding that you can operate that way. Some people, I think, spend so much time trying to change who they are instead of trying to understand who they are and develop strategies to mitigate maybe the things that they would like to change. It's very hard to change your instincts. Is some things you have that are baked into you and you don't even know why, but you can still be mature enough to acknowledge that those things are there, and then you could figure out like, what's a better way of dealing with this, like, than the way I have been managing. And that's like, dude, you can roll your car and it could have a bent frame and it never will drive exactly straight, but you can still get where you need to go. You can still live your life and get all kinds of things done, man, and see the world. So I think that's where people get a little tripped up. You know, they think if they don't have it all right, then they can't do any of it. So
Yeah, that's true, man. 100%.
What do you though? Let's get this back to jiu-jitsu drama, man. Let's get off of Dr. Phil, dog. Let's talk about this. What's the play here, though? Like, this is what I'm interested in. What happens the week after ADCC CJI? What's the judgment? What are people going to be talking about? What are people going to be looking forward to? Like, what's the buzz going to be?
Dude, I've been saying this. The big winner here is going to be who's number one. Like, for real. We're gonna have the biggest who's number one cards ever. They're gonna be huge. I really feel like this could be a giant conspiracy. Maybe Flow Grappling is secretly the sponsor of the CGI. And I'm just saying, like, maybe Mo's in on it. I could see potentially meetings behind closed doors that were had.
John Donner constructed the whole thing in his mega mind.
Yeah.
I mean, B-Back, you're going to CGI, so you could be in on it for all that we know. So, I mean, and you're wearing sunglasses, so I can't exactly see, like...
I'm hiding my true intentions.
Getting
Yeah.
that poker face
Frozen
ready for
with
Vegas.
My beauty. Did you see that?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I can't read you through those sunglasses, B-Mac, so it's hard to tell, but for all we know, you're in on it, you know.
Walk me through this. How does this benefit? How does this help WNO? Like, what's the kicker here?
Super
Just
fights.
more athletes?
Yeah,
more,
dude.
more buzz?
I mean, obviously, the winners of ADCC are going to have to fight the winners of CGI, and where else are they
Yeah.
going to fight other than who's number one?
Oh,
The
yeah.
only
Oh, I can think of a place.
PGF.
Ooh.
Poha.
Or in PGF, bro. But you get what I'm saying. Like, whoever does those super fight cards, that's the real. Those people are going to win big, man. Those are going to be big cards for real.
What do you guys think of this new medal that is going to be given out for the Gordon Ryan Felipe Pena super fight? It's a medal match. What is this the BMF medal? What medal is this? Is this the Attaboy medal? Like, what is this the super duper medal? Like, what is it going to represent? Is this the first time they've done this?
Yeah, it's definitely the first time they've done it.
It's just a medal for what, though? Does
Super
anyone
fight?
know?
Look,
I think it represents them trying to get creative, bro. Do something.
I am all for giving him a medal but I think we have to say it doesn't carry the same weight. Like when he starts listing out, like say he goes in and he wins both his matches, Gordon versus Yuri Samoas, Gordon versus Felipe Pena, subs them both. Sick. I don't think when you're counting the medals later, like ADCC 7-time gold medalist, I don't think that one should go on the list. The Yuri one, yes, because it's following the pattern, the established pattern of what a medal is. But this one's just an extra match that they're putting up against a guy who's not the reigning champion, and who I just saw Gordon today talking about how trash this dude's jiu-jitsu is. He was just talking on the internet today about how trash Pena's jiu-jitsu is. Like, yo, you're not setting that up as a super fight.
Yeah.
Does Gordon like anybody's jiu-jitsu?
I would think no, but I sure do love his jiu-jitsu. So
I want to ask him how much of that is mental. Like how much of it is he legitimately doesn't like their jiu-jitsu, and how much of it is this is how he preps himself mentally, as he tells himself that they're not very good, because clearly they're pretty damn good. Like if I rolled with Felipe Pena, I think he'd deal all right with me. You know what I mean? So they're pretty good.
He actually believes that. He's playing the game. You know, he's playing the game. I think 95% of what we see from Gordon is just him playing the game. And man, people got a lot of critical things to say, but we're all, if we're involved in the sport, like as a career, we're all in a better spot for it because of the games that Gordon and then the guys under, I don't want to say underneath him, but sort of underneath him, because of the games that they're playing. I mean, in some ways, it's like a master stroke, you know?
Well, I think what happened was Eddie Bravo and Halleck Gracie and a bunch of other dudes from that time started to build a bigger stage for no-gi submission fight jiu-jitsu, and we were looking for actors to get on that stage and do their thing, and Gordon was our guy that wasn't on any other stage. He was like, hey, he showed up on ours, and that was the criticism of him early on, was that, oh, what has Gordon done? You know, he's only won EBIs, he's only done this, he's only done that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, let's see if he wins ADCC. You remember that talk? Was like, let's see how he does at ADCC. He ain't shit. And then it's like, well, no, that's not true. Like, he is, and actually he's like the biggest star we've ever had, and he just happened to show up on this new stage that was kind of put into place. And there's been a lot of good talent come on that now, but Gordon is the superstar of that crew, you know? And I think we'll see more. I think Craig is a superstar too. He's just a, you know, there's
Craig
different kind of
might end up being
superstar.
the biggest star of the bunch.
Yeah, he might be.
Like what Craig has that Gordon doesn't have as much of is that Craig has the ability to cross over mainstream without ever doing another match.
Yeah.
You know, Gordon, he's the best at jiu-jitsu, and I think there's absolutely no way to really even dispute that at this point.
I know.
The way I feel. Like, I mean, honestly, he's not only is he the best, he's so much better than everybody else. That's sort of how I feel about his jiu-jitsu. And then he's really good at stirring up drama and creating drama surrounding his matches and surrounding jiu-jitsu. But it doesn't, so he's got everybody in jiu-jitsu's attention, but not very many people outside of jiu-jitsu's attention. What Craig can do is never do another jiu-jitsu match and have big attention from the people outside of jiu-jitsu, just because of his personality and his trolling style and
dude, it's the accent.
It's
the accent.
To happen.
If he didn't have the accent, nobody would. It'd be like, oh, that's just Craig. He's just Craig. Nobody cares.
Oh, well, he's pretty charismatic.
It's the accent. It's got to be the accent. John Danaher's not John Danaher without that accent.
He's so quick-witted too.
Yeah, he is. There's a lot of quick-witted
about
guys.
Gabby. He's like, have you ever had a match against a woman that big? Have you ever gone against a woman that big? He's like, well, I mean, I've made some mistakes.
Yeah.
He's just popping them off, dude.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but Uh-oh, we lost Paul. He gets the pass because he's got the accent. He endears himself to people. And they're
Look
like,
at
oh,
this. Look
he
at
could
this
say it.
post.
Oh yes,
This
Yeah.
is god tier troll work.
Yeah, this is high level stuff.
I would think that even Gordon has to look at this and go, okay, that's
So
pretty
Craig-
funny, dude.
Craig hunted down the dude that won this Mazda Miata from Gordon Ryan at the last ADCC. And it took a while for this guy to get it. There was a big, long history and a big ordeal about it. This guy got the Mazda Miata. Craig tracked him down and bought it from him, and then made a video of him buying it from
Dude,
the dude.
So
and
funny.
now he's giving it away. Have you seen this? So you can, if you donate to the, do you know what the charity is? Is it
Donate $50 or more to the Fair Fight Foundation, or
Yeah, but I
simply
don't think
buy
we
a
know
ticket.
much about the Fair Fight Foundation yet. We're sort
Yeah.
of just like going, okay, we trust you.
It's for
Craig.
charity.
Yeah. So, and yeah. We
Sure.
don't know that much about it yet.
No,
There's
hey,
a lot of things about CJI we don't know much about. We don't know the rule set. We don't know the criteria for the
Yeah.
scoring. We don't know a lot of the matchups. We don't know a lot about like how our tickets selling. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of things we don't know yet.
Yeah, there's a lot. And we don't, they might mess it up, especially
I don't think so.
if they mess around. Well, here's where there could be trouble, is if they're gonna do a big giant production, is their first show with a brand new format and rule set that's never been practiced or tried or live streamed before.
That's gutsy.
So the question is, and you know this is someone who's done 6 seasons, right? And you have time. You go. You make mistakes. You don't always have the right instinct. So if they don't hit a home run, if they fall on their face, it's going to be a really not a great look.
Let me tell you why I disagree with that. Because doing it for free and moving with the spirit of the people buys you a lot of grace and mistakes.
That's true.
It's true,
So
for sure.
he could come out and he could lay a turd in the middle of the alley, and he's going to get a lot of grace because it was free to watch. This thing was, we didn't have to pay $29 a month for it.
Okay.
We didn't have to pay a yearly subscription for it.
But
The production wasn't that good, but you know what?
hang on. And I love you, BMAC, but let's be real. You gave away hours and hours of free content, free jiu-jitsu, and what did people complain about?
I would say 2% of the people complained about the audio. But if, as the promoter, I have to take that in and listen to it and make the adjustments to it for moving forward. But I also have to keep in mind 14 people said something.
Right. It's not many.
Like the vast majority of the feedback, was like, oh my God, thank you. This was incredible.
Yes, and there were people that said this is too much free jiu-jitsu. I can't keep track of all of it.
Yeah.
This is confusing. I'm not saying that it was the majority of people, but what I am saying is if they lay an egg, then there's going to be a contingency of people, especially on the internet, that are going to go, see, these guys didn't know what they were doing. They went out there and bombed. And then it's going to put some fuel in the other camp's fire.
Good. That's competition. That's what competition
Maybe
is,
you're right.
dude.
Maybe you're right.
You make your big plan. You got your A game planned out. You got it laid out. I'm going to go out. I'm going to hit a low single. I'm going to drop this dude. I'm going to pass his guard. I'm going to mount him. I'm going to take his back, and I'm going to choke him. And it don't always work out like that. You might win the match, but maybe it doesn't go exactly the way you thought. You had to overcome some things, and that's just the way that competition works. There's going to be some things that come up that don't go exactly the way you thought. But if you go out there and you win the match, it doesn't have to be perfect every time. We'll take the lessons and we'll run back and we'll compete again.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. I just think that the audience is fickle, and they are personality driven. And right now, we're seeing a lot of the love for Craig Jones is not just fueled, and this is my personal thought, by the love for Craig Jones. It's fueled by the hate for Gordon Ryan. Craig Jones is just the opposite end of the spectrum, and so he's receiving all the love. But if he messes up, what's that?
Heel and face.
Heel and face, right? But that could. My whole point is if the face messes up a little bit, then the audience just slides back over to somebody else.
But
that's what I don't want.
I mean,
to see.
also to like Brandon's credit earlier, like just the competition of these two, the competition driving force of these two separate competitions. Look, ADCC is already starting to pay grapplers just because of this. So even if he laid
winning already,
yeah, exactly. Like even if it's a flop, you already have that at the very least.
Oh yeah, I think it's great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great. I'm trying to get in on it. Like I'm trying to I'm trying to dunk my head in that, man. I'm trying to baptize myself in Craig Jones Invitational. I'm ready to hit that altar call and dedicate my life to it. But I'm just saying, like, these guys got to hit a home run. Like, they talked a big game. They massively have trolled Gordon Ryan at a level that is profound. It's literally state of the art trolling. These guys are so good. They're so
technology. Like they are.
They're so good.
I think you're underestimating the love that people have for trolls, man.
I think you underestimate how much people are going to appreciate the fact that it's free on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I hope so, man. I really do. I hope they hit a home run. I hope it's a smash hit. I hope that we do it every year. I hope it's a huge thing, man. Just high stakes, high pressure.
Paul, if you're Mo right now, or I don't even want to say Mo, I want to say ADCC. If you're just the ADCC zeitgeist, how much are you hoping that nothing happens to Gordon? Because dude,
oh my God,
they've pushed all their chips onto the Gordon.
He's their only thing really at this point.
And he's got like health issues. And not only are we counting on him, we're counting on him for 2 days in a row. We're going to build the whole event around this.
Yeah, it's wild.
My tummy hurts.
I think that's a gamble at this point. Because even just at this Who's Number One recently, he came in after the match. He's like, yeah, man, I was having some problems today.
Why did he do the Who's Number One match? It seemed like it was
just trying to get geared up, just trying to get warmed up.
Yeah.
A little money in the pocket, a little more notoriety, another dub.
Do you think whoever ADCC is, we'll just say ADCC so we don't name any names, I guess. But do you think ADCC came to Gordon and they said, hey, man, we need to like get some positive mojo going our way. If you go out there and compete, that's going to look good for us, look good for you.
So. I think he does this when he's getting geared up for his competitions.
Yeah, it's like a warm-up.
Yeah, no, I think it was totally normal.
To warm up. And I mean, Josh Saunders was in his division too. So, I mean, it makes sense. Go test yourself against one of the up and comers in your division and see kind of how you hold up. And he smoked him. So,
Gordon is so good.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. So but you're right. If he gets injured or if his stomach continues to falter, man, they're done. No one's going to watch. Like no
one's gonna watch. Let's be honest too. Like the 66 kilogram division for ADCC is fire, dude.
Yeah, who's in that?
To
division?
Me, the 66 kg.
Can you bring that division up?
Is better than any division across the whole weekend. The 66 kg is just
that's the one to look out for.
Red hot. There's 7 guys probably in the bracket right now that could win it. It's incredible division.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire. It's going to be fire, man. But from a marketing perspective, though, Gordon's their big dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, jiu-jitsu nerds are going to watch.
Dude, there is.
Jiu-jitsu nerds are going to watch, of course. But we watch random guys rolling on YouTube in their garage. You know what I mean? But the masses are going to tune in for Gordon. So you're right. If Gordon somehow can't compete, like, they're not going to get any average Joes. Every average Joe is going to go watch CGI. You know, you're going to get jiu-jitsu nerds watching ADCC, but... You know, that's about it.
Do you think that like people that have tickets to go to ADCC will still go to ADCC and like
Oh yeah,
fly
dude.
out
I've
there?
talked to so many people who are for sure still going.
Man,
sure.
look, everybody trying to talk like ADCC's dying. Settle down, guys.
No, man. No.
They're
dead.
not going. No, they're not going anywhere. Let me tell you what I think's going to happen.
Let's hear it.
Is I think Mo is laying in the cut. Mo's a smart guy, bro. I think he's laying in the cut. I think he's got the funding to do everything that these guys want him to do. And I think he's laying in the cut to see who stays with him. All right, let's see who's still here when all the dust settles, and he's going to hook those guys up.
Man,
That's total speculation on my part, but what a gangster move that would be.
I
That would
guess.
make a
What
lot
if
of
you
sense, too.
What if you lose all? You're watching all your top guys leave though. You're like, okay, bye Varela. Well, we got him. Oh no,
Once
we
it
don't
was
got
done,
him.
Once it was done, it was done. Like, okay, he's doing an event. Okay, it's the same weekend. Oh Jesus, he's bled out 14 of my athletes or whatever the number is. I don't know. Okay.
20.
So then at that point, he just goes, all right, we're in a fight. Let's just lay back, and I'm going to double reward the guys that stay with me. And that would be the ultimate move, dude.
Yeah.
Get a lot of brownie points that way.
So I don't know. I think that the talk of ADCC's demise is very premature.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah, I
this is
agree.
this is the whole point that I'm trying to make. This damn crowd is fickle. And it's like I just watched that documentary about when the Canadians flipped out when their team lost the hockey match and they went crazy and like burned downtown Vancouver down. The crowd got the jiu-jitsu crowd is getting so worked up over this that it's getting extreme, and they're like, this is the end of ADCC. We want to take it down, and we want them to fry, and it's so worked up and crazy. What's going to happen if Craig Jones like slips on a banana peel out there and it doesn't come across that well? Are they going to like flip out on him and be like, he lied, he took advantage, he did this? Like if that, anyway, I'm not even going to say what I thought I was going to say, but I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm just saying that the crowd's fickle, man. That's all. And he has all the goodwill right now, but I don't know if he's going to have it in the future. I think we're trying to get that ADCC 66 kilogram list up, but Google Ads is like freaking.
Are you worried that it's going to be like another what was that competition called? Metamoris? Like,
No, not at all. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like if their production's really crappy, the stream's real bad, cuts in and out. There's lots of problems with people getting to see it. If it's really long
you
and
don't think
drawn out,
they'll have a little bit of grace of that since it's the first one?
maybe,
I don't think they're
man.
going to need that much grace. They've got a really good team hired. to
Yeah,
handle
dude.
it.
And
I see.
Like
that's
know
what
who-
I hear.
I know who they got hired to handle it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So
That's what I hear. So all I'm saying is it's a big deal. They don't want to go out and mess up. They want to go out and kick ass and come back and do it again.
Yeah.
That's
They're-
the point.
Dude, that's what's going to happen.
For
Now,
sure.
They're going to go out. CJI is going to hit a home run. I think ADCC is going to go out and hit a home run too. And I think
Who do we
whole
got
industry
here? We got the
rises because of it.
66.
Yeah, the fans and everyone's going to win so big because the thing that people forget about too is that CGI is on Friday, Saturday, but the ADCC finals are on Sunday.
Yes,
So
Sunday.
the fans win big, the athletes win big. And in actuality, like Craig is not preventing that people from watching ADCC. I mean, I hate to be the one to break this to people, but a lot of people don't watch the first day of ADCC.
Yeah, nobody does.
Day two. Like the super nerds watch day one for sure, but most people are fucking at the beach or hanging out with their kids. You know what I mean? They tune in on day two because that's the real day. You know what I mean? So I feel like the fans win big, the athletes win big. At the end of the day, Craig's not dealing that big of a blow to ADCC. Like they're still going to be fine. And let's be honest with each other. So many people watch these events in hindsight. There's few, like the low percentage of people are watching live. Me personally, I've never seen ADCC live, but I've seen every single ADCC. You know what I mean? And So there's a lot of people like me where I don't know, can't afford this, you know what I mean? And you know, and it's I just feel like, man, everyone's gonna win big because of this. The athletes, the fans, ultimately the promoters, because everyone's gonna get better.
Well, yeah, I think you're ultimately right. I just want to see him go out and do a great job.
Oh, for sure. It'll be a good time.
I don't want to see him go out and slip it up a little bit. And it's a big move. It's a big move. It's a new format.
Did you know what people are not thinking about though? Like in this whole discussion, I'm sure some people are thinking about it. I don't ever see or hear anybody say it. It's like CJI is an event. ADCC is an organization. They got all these opens. They got the trials. They got the network deals. They got the sponsorships already in place. They got relationships with all these venues. Like, this is an organization. And if this particular event that the ADCC is putting on takes a little bit of damage, they're going to roll right in to the open 2 weeks later or whatever the next one is. And the ball's just going to keep rolling. So whatever happens, they're going to take the lesson from it. They're going to improve. I mean, I think Mo has done I mean, you can say what you want, like maybe he hasn't done it exactly the way that you feel like it should have been done, but we can't deny that he's played a huge
Dude, a giant.
He's organized ADCC to a brand new level that never existed before. And after this event, that level will still exist, and it'll just be a larger level. And the ADCC is going to roll right through. I think Mo's going to take whatever punches he takes. The results are going to be the results, and then go just whip it right into the next cycle, and ADCC is going to move forward and be bigger than ever. And I think CJI will exist alongside of it, and I think PGF will exist alongside of it, and Fight Pass Invitational and EBI, and the rising tide is going to end up lifting all the ships, and the industry's just going to
so much good like martial arts, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're in a golden age of jiu-jitsu, and I feel like it hasn't been talked about enough, but I feel like the real unsung hero of this whole paying people more is Mr. Brandon Mccaghren in PGF season 6, honestly, because that's really when I noticed the whole CGI thing got started was right after we got back from PGF season 6. That's when Craig started posting about all this stuff. And I remember that he made a post. It was like 2 days after PGF was wrapped up, and he announced the $1 million giveaway. And his caption was, "My sugar daddy's richer than your sugar daddy," is what he said. And I thought that was a quirk perhaps at Mr. Brandon. Perhaps he was saying,
"Oh, that's okay."
You know, well, I'm just saying, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think even by that post, I would take it Craig was inspired by PGF. He start paying more. And if anything, if he's trying to outdo someone, you made him have to outdo a 6-figure payout. You know what I'm saying? So
let me tell you something.
You set the bar really high.
I'm gonna tell you something. My sugar daddy's pretty rich.
Take that, Craig Jones.
But you know what though? And I think this is important. I'm trying to build an organization and a league that will stand the test of time and will be here when I'm no longer involved. So I'm trying to build the infrastructure for the whole community to benefit from. I'm not necessarily trying to like get into a payout game with these guys. You know, like, okay, you guys have got a bigger prize for now. I got 4 of these to pop off next season or next year. And then I got 4 more to pop off the next year. And then eventually we're going to have a full season with jiu-jitsu every weekend. So I'm trying to build something that's quite a bit different. But
for sure.
Yeah, my sugar daddy's pretty rich, dog. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and the thing about having an infrastructure in having multiple promotions is you need talent development. If jiu-jitsu is going to exist as an entertainment form that people are going to pay for, you need a way to develop talent. This talent doesn't just show up ready to go for the stage. Like, they have to be developed. They have to be guided. There has to be a place for them to develop their skill set, and it can't be on your product that you're trying to sell the national, viewing audience. Like, it doesn't work like that. They need other places to get their skills ready. And so everyone plays a part in that ecosystem, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know if we'll ever see any kind of open structure like you see with a Grand Prix where they have, 10 races or 18 races and there's a tour, and every week or two they're in another spot. There's definitely a place for that in the jiu-jitsu world. I think what we need is a no-gi Grand Slam. Like in the gi world, they have the Grand Slams. That's if you win Worlds, Pans, Europeans, and Brazilian nationals. That's the Grand Slam. It's hard to win. Very few dudes have done it. It's not an easy task. It's a pretty big accolade. We need that for jiu-jitsu, or for no-gi jiu-jitsu. We need the no-gi Grand Slam. Like, what would that be? Is that you got to win PGF, you got to win ADCC, you got to win CJI? Like, what is that? How do you define that? That's what we need for the no-gi world. We need the Rushmore of the no-gi events, and we need to elevate those events and push them as hard as we can. And there's definitely a place for more than one, because grappling, for whatever reason, and it's probably because, look, it doesn't require a bunch of special equipment. It requires 2 people. That's it. And some tatami, right? You need a mat, but beyond, now you
need a pit. See, this is why
the pits.
This is funny you bring this up, because this is why, exactly what you're saying now, why I'm hesitant to adopt the pit, because I'm trying to build an infrastructure, not a one-time event.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in order to have an infrastructure and a sport, we have to all have a playing surface that we can practice on, and that the amateur leagues can develop on. Like, imagine if you had a different sized basketball and a different sized hoop growing up. You know what I mean? Like, in the 7th graders all shoot on a 10-foot goal.
Yeah.
And it's just basketball. All you need is a 10-foot hoop, a homie, and a basketball. And that's one of the beautiful things about jiu-jitsu. But now if you need a pit to do every event, like, whoa, we don't have a way to practice on that. There's not a lot of jiu-jitsu pits laying around out here. And not a lot of people are going to put one in their academy.
No.
Because
You guys don't have a jiu-jitsu pit in your backyard yet?
Yeah, what's going on?
Having the pit, now, look, in MMA, we need striking, we need wrestling, we need jiu-jitsu, and that's what people think of. But if you're a casual, that's what you think of. But you also, if you train, you understand that you need cage wrestling as a 4th skill set.
Yeah.
Right? So then any place that wants to have serious MMA fighters has to have what?
You have to have a cage.
You have to have a cage to learn to wrestle on.
Yeah.
Okay? And so now if we bring a pit, we change the playing surface and we put a pit in there. Yes, we need jiu-jitsu. Yes, we need wrestling. That's an essential skill now. But all of a sudden, you're going to need wall wrestling. You're going to need to understand how to do it on a 45-degree angle. And you can't practice it on your cage wall, because that's a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, it's different.
This is a 45-degree angle. These guys are laying down, basically. So you have to learn to play guard at a 45-degree angle. You have to learn to create pressure. Like, wall walking's not going to work the same.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a whole new skill set. And it's going to be super cool for one-off events. But I'm super hesitant to add it into the PGF, because I'm trying to build a sport.
That's a great point.
No, I don't think you should. I think that because the
Keelan's
nature
dying to get me to put the pit in there.
No, I love Keelan, but I gotta side with you on this one. The nature of grappling is so simple already that it doesn't require a bunch of extra special stuff. That's why every country has some form of wrestling or grappling. It exists. You don't even need a ball. You don't need anything to do it. You just need another person, and then you can grapple. That's what you need. So that means you will see people take it and customize it and go, this is CJI. We do it in a pit. And somebody else goes, well, we do it on a stage. We do it in a ring. That's all great. Let's figure out what the Grand Slam of those are. And then let's start running. I want to know who can go through and win all 4 of those. That's who I want to see. That's the best no-gi grappler in the world.
I want to
Who's
take
that
all
guy?
the champions and athletes and stars from from those and put them in the pros, and that's what the PGF is.
There you go. And I'm down with that too.
I hate to do this to you, Tim, but I got a dip, bro.
Yeah,
I gotta
man.
Fly to Las Vegas tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm there as well, bro.
yeah, we got to jump off anyway. Guys, thank you for jumping on, man. I appreciate you. Love you, Brandon. Paul, it's great to have you on, dude. Definitely want to have you on in the future. Can you tell our listeners real quick where they could find you?
Yeah, go check out Jiu-Jitsu Outlet on YouTube. It's a show about how jiu-jitsu helps your mental health and your life off the mats. We've done episodes with Tim, done 2 with Brandon, and Omar. We got to get you on someday, bro.
Perfect. Sounds great.
It's a great show. Check it out. I'm a little biased in saying it's a great show, but it's a great show. And check it out, Jiu-Jitsu Outlet on YouTube and everywhere else, but mostly YouTube.
Thanks, Paul. Brandon, what you got cooking, man?
I got all kinds of stuff cooking.
Just go check them out. Just BMAC everywhere.
Just go to Smooth Comp, sign up for the PGF Season 7 qualifier. If
Let's
you're
go.
205 pounds and you're about it,
We lost him.
I got free to enter for these qualifiers. I got August 24th in Austin, Texas. I got September 14th in Nashville, Tennessee. I got September 28th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you got the will, then I got a spot for you. Come on out. Show me what it's all about. 205 pounds, PGF Season 7, November 3rd through the 9th. Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Man. I felt it. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip flop. Thank you, brothers.
Love you.
Have a
Peace.
good night, guys.
Peace. Nice stuff. Hey, that was a good show. That was fun.
That was a good conversation.
You know, it's like we prepare all these things, but I never know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you never know where the conversation's going to go. You have all these notes and you're like, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to do this sound bite. I'm going to play that. And then it's like, you're not going to do none of that. It's like packing for a vacation.
I made sure we'd go over the Miata.
That was good. That's what
That was the thing I was most excited about.
What you did tonight was perfect. That's exact. I want that in spades.
I want less of me in real life.
Well, I love your face being on there. I think that's awesome. You know, but
you
what
love his face being on there?
I mean, I think it's great. I love your face. You have a very
Can't even
You have
say
a
with a straight face.
you have a very slappable face.
Damn. Just something about your face.
It's just
makes me wanna
something.
Just...
It's just your face. You're a good person, but your face is just.
Man, you and my old man need to go bowling.
No, I like the live producing where you're like boom, 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 boom. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
what
was
want.
going between my phone and laptop trying to get everything up. Man, ADCC was pissing me off a little bit because there's not just like adcombat.com/divisions.
I'm gonna
That'd
give
be cool.
you on the Jamie.
By the way.
On the Jamie rating, you're getting a C-, dude. 'Cause
That's
you're-
better than I usually do. So
Yeah.
this is what I was trying to let you know that I finally got. I had to screenshot this on my phone because the fucking website wouldn't come up on my computer.
Oh man.
I had emailed to myself and all that
Wow.
bullshit. So
Look,
Brandon
this is-
was right. It is stacked.
I don't think Krellenstein's doing it. Maybe. Oh, maybe he is. Sorry.
This is the whole thing. So
Krikorian?
this
This
is
is the 60
confirmed and invited.
Yeah, and this is under 66. So
Yeah, that's what he asked for.
yeah. No, I mean, Craig Jones doesn't have this division necessarily. He has over 80 and under 80 or something like that.
Correct, just
Yes.
the two.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the lighter guys are more inclined to stay in ADCC.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, but more stuff like that on the fly, just showing graphics in there, dude. That's the live show experience that I want. Like bam, 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 bam. And there's a way, and we'll figure it out, how to integrate the comments from Instagram into the show.
I was watching those the whole time.
Yeah, I was interacting a little bit, but there's a way where they come up in the StreamYard comments tab, and then you could add them to the and they'll show up on the show as people make comments. They'll show up on the screen.
Oh, like with the little chat box.
Yeah.
We can figure that out.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So we'll figure that out. But
So if you were with us for this whole live aspect of it, the first time we've done this, so thank you.
yeah,
We're going to try to make it more fun for you guys to get involved.
yeah, I want to do it like this from now on.
Sounds good.
Let's just go. Let's bang it.
Yeah.
Good show, guys. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. We'll be back next week sometime. Sometime. I never know when it's going to be, but it will be. You want to take the rest of it, man? Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, please check out Everyday Jiu-Jitsu. If you're in Stockton, check out 10P Stockton. If you're in Nashville, obviously come hang with us at 10P Nashville. Inside BJJ on all the socials. If you could give us a 5-star review on Spotify, iTunes, that'd help us out a lot. Check out @cultist.apparel on Instagram. Throw some money Guardians way. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you.
And don't end the live stream yet.